Welcome to today's video, Psalm 19 verse 14 explained. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Psalm 19 verse 14 is a powerful verse that speaks about how we should live in our relationship with God. King David, the author of this psalm, is asking God to help him live a life that pleases him, both in what he says and in what he thinks about. He prays that not only his words but also the thoughts of his heart would be acceptable to God. When David talks about the words of his mouth, he's focusing on what we say every day. Words carry weight. They can encourage, uplift, or harm and discourage others. In the Bible, we are constantly reminded to be careful with our words, to speak in truth, kindness, and love. David knows this and desires that every word he speaks would be pleasing to God. This is a reminder for us that what we say should reflect our faith and love for God. Our words can be a testimony to others about who God is and how He is working in our lives. The meditation of the heart refers to the thoughts and desires that fill our minds. David isn't just concerned with outward behavior. He knows that what we think about deeply affects how we live. Our hearts can be full of love, purity, and goodness, or they can be consumed by selfishness, anger, or fear. David prays that his thoughts would be pure and aligned with God's will. This is something we too should strive for in our daily walk with God, focusing on thoughts that are good, true, and righteous. David then refers to God as his strength and his Redeemer. This shows David's dependence on God. He recognizes that he cannot live a righteous life on his own. He needs God's help to keep his words and thoughts pure. God is his strength, meaning that it is God who gives him the power to live in a way that pleases him. God is also his Redeemer, the one who saves him from his sins. David acknowledges that only through God's grace and power can he be cleansed and able to live a life that honors God. This verse encourages us to seek God's help daily in our words and thoughts. It's not always easy to speak and think in ways that please God. We face temptations, frustrations, and distractions that can pull our hearts and minds away from Him. But just like David, we can turn to God as our strength and Redeemer. We can ask Him to guide our speech and our thoughts, trusting in His power to help us live according to His will. Psalm 19 verse 14 is a prayer of humility and dependence on God. It reminds us that we are not perfect, but through God's strength and redemption, we can grow closer to Him and live in a way that honors Him. Let this verse inspire you to be mindful of your words and thoughts, continually seeking to make them pleasing to God. If you found this video helpful, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with others, and comment below with your thoughts or questions. May God bless you and guide you in all that you say and think.